Hello everybody, it's TannerFishies here, back again with a new Ninjago video here on the channel. In today's video, we are going to be talking about Ninjago 2022 once again, and I am once again going to be giving my thoughts and theories regarding the next storyline for the Ninjago TV show. Now, obviously, we've covered a lot on this channel regarding what might happen. In today's video, I kind of want to take a little bit of a different approach, and that is talking about what won't happen. Probably. Once again, this video is strictly just a theory on my end. I'm not going to be stating any confirmed information, and if I do, I will clarify that it is indeed confirmed information. For right now, we have very little regarding Ninjago 2022. There hasn't really been a lot of set leaks or teasers regarding the next season, so your guess is as good as mine. However, just based on various trends and the history of the Ninjago series, we're going to be predicting what is probably not going to be happening in the next year for Ninjago. Once again, we're going to be basing this off of previous trends and, I guess, misdoings of the Ninjago show, if you want to refer to it like that. And once again, nothing I'm going to say in this video is confirmed unless I say otherwise. So I have a list of a couple of things here that I want to talk about. The first one is the idea that Benthamar is going to be sticking around. Now, Benthamar is a character that we previously saw in Ninjago Seabound. He was the traditional side character. Every Ninjago season introduces a new side character, or at least the current Wild Brain era seasons do that. Benthamar just so happened to be the pick of the draw during Ninjago Seabound. Now, a lot of Ninjago fans have been reacting differently to Benthamar as opposed to some of the previous side characters. Unlike characters like Scott and even Akita to an extent, a lot of people really enjoy Benthamar. I'm not saying that Scott and Akita don't have their fans, they totally do, but Benthamar's popularity is extremely high, even higher than that of Princess Vanya, in my opinion, who was a very solid side character. The reason why I think that Benthamar won't be sticking around, though, is because of the previous trends that the Ninjago series has actually put into place. In case you guys haven't noticed, each season has introduced a new side character, sure, but after the end of the season, they never really appear again. There are, of course, some exceptions, such as Vanya showing up in the Seabound finale, as well as some other places in that season, so it's not like side characters cannot return ever, but they're not going to be mainstays like they were in their own respective season. As such, I doubt that Benthamar is going to be sticking around. Some people have been suggesting that perhaps he could become a new ninja, maybe even taking on the identity of the user of the last elemental power, and I'm not sure if that's going to be the case. I would very much love for Benthamar to stick around and maybe even become a ninja. Like I said, he's definitely one of the most standout side characters that we've seen throughout recent Ninjago. However, Benthamar as a person has a lot going on. He has a duty right now to serve over the kingdom of Merlopia following the defeat of Prince Kalmar, so I don't think we're going to be seeing Benthamar anymore. If the ninja needs some help from the Merlopians, I have no doubt that Benthamar will return, very similar to how Vanya returned in Seabound, to basically be an aid for the ninja team if they needed help with anything. I have a feeling we'll be seeing Benthamar in a very similar position moving forward, but I don't think he's going to be part of the main team, and I don't think he's going to be a main character moving forward. If he is, then excellent, I would love to see him stick around. But regarding some recent Ninjago trends and just basing my ideas off of what Ninjago has done previously, it seems very, very unlikely. The next thing that we're going to be talking about is the idea that everybody is going to be fine and unharmed following the events of Ninjago Seabound. That just seems a little unrealistic to me. In terms of Ninjago City and its citizens, we'll get to that more in a little bit, but in terms of the ninja team, it's very unlikely that none of the ninja will be feeling no grief or remorse following Nia's departure. I feel like every member of the ninja team is going to be affected in some way, much like how we saw with Zane's sacrifice during Season 3. After Zane sacrificed himself, the opening minutes of the following season were very bleak and troublesome, with the ninja not really being ninja anymore and moving on to other things. I have a feeling we will see something very similar happen in the next season following Seabound, because like I said, that's been the recent trend. I've seen some people in the comment section and on social media suggest that perhaps the ninja could bounce back from this. In my opinion, they totally could, but they need a little bit of time for the grief to settle first, much like how we saw with Zane's inevitable sacrifice during Season 3. As mentioned regarding that sacrifice, it took a while for the ninja to bounce back. Those people that are suggesting that it's going to be easy for the ninja to bounce back following Nia's sacrifice because it wasn't as dramatic or as permanent as Zane's sacrifice was allegedly supposed to be, I feel like that's not going to be what we're seeing. Instead, I imagine the Ninjago 2022 storyline will open very somber, similar to what we saw during Season 4, when the ninja were still trying to deal with the departure of Zane. Even though Nia is not technically dead, if you will, much like Zane apparently was during Season 3's finale, it's still very obvious that the ninja are going to be feeling some type of regret and remorse based off of what happened with Nia. That is especially especially going to be the case with characters such as Kai and Jay, who are definitely going to be feeling some type of remorse. I will be genuinely surprised if the series does not acknowledge Nia's departure at all following Seabound, or doesn't acknowledge the fact that Kai and Jay in particular probably will not be in a good place. So with that being said, I feel like the series will definitely mention Nia's departure and showcase the characters going through something very similar to how we saw them act following Zane's departure. Another thing that I don't expect to happen, I do not expect there to be a permanent replacement for Nia right off the bat. Following on with what we just recently talked about, if the Ninjago series does indeed decide to basically let Nia go for the time being, they're probably going to bring on a replacement. I've been suggesting the character of Skylar, as she has been confirmed to be reappearing at some point in the future of Ninjago. It's not exactly clear what her position is going to be just yet, but I've been suggesting that she could probably be introduced as the temporary replacement for Nia. They're probably not going to permanently replace Nia, so I wouldn't really expect that to happen. And I need to make that very clear. Nia is probably going to return at some point in the future of Ninjago, but for right now they're going to need a temporary replacement. Thus, the character of Skylar could easily step in and fill that void in the ninja team. I highly expect there to be some type of new team member following Nia's departure, but I don't expect it to be permanent. There is no way that the Ninjago team would even think about replacing Nia permanently. So with that being said, there is most likely not going to be a permanent replacement for Nia following her departure. Instead, maybe they could bring on somebody temporarily, like I mentioned, or have somebody stay on the team if Skylar is going to join, have her stay on the team, and then when Nia returns, just keep both of them on the team. There's no rule that says that there needs to be only 6 ninja. There could totally be more. So with that being said, I do not feel like they're going to be finding a permanent replacement for Nia. The last thing that we're going to be talking about in today's video regarding things that probably will not happen, we're probably not going to see everything go back to normal right off the bat, especially in regards to Ninjago City and the citizens. Ninjago City has seen a lot of chaos and harm over the course of the Ninjago series being a thing, but Seabound probably gave Ninjago City the worst beating that it's ever seen. The city was flooded, several businesses were probably destroyed, several livelihoods were probably tarnished as a result of the ninjas' battle, and as such, I don't expect Ninjago City to be in a good place. I feel like a lot of the general population of Ninjago will immediately turn on the ninja following this tragic event. The rampage of Wajira was even worse than other previous destructions to Ninjago City. I would go as far as to say that it was more destructive than the Great Devourer's rampage and the Overlord's invasion. Flooding is a very serious thing. It can cause serious damage and ruin lives, as we've seen in the real world, so to even imply that Ninjago City is going to be totally fine following the events of Seabound and that everybody will still be on the side of the ninja, I don't think that's going to be the case. I feel like we are going to be seeing some type of conflict and tension within the Ninjago City people and the ninja themselves. I don't feel like everything is going to be fine, and frankly, it would be very unrealistic to suspect that nobody got hurt that day. That was the thing that Harumi was preaching about all the way back in Sons of Garmadon, when the Great Devourer rampaged through Ninjago City. It's very unrealistic to suspect that nobody got hurt in this invasion, especially considering how it's all underwater now. Lives were probably destroyed, families ruined. The ninja can't realistically save everybody, even though they try to save as many as they can, and to suspect that Ninjago City is just going to be fine now, I don't think that's going to be the case. So for my final prediction, I don't think that Ninjago City is going to be unharmed. There's definitely going to be some type of conflict with Ninjago City and the ninja during the next season. That is my prediction there. So to summarize everything that we talked about in today's video regarding what probably will not be happening next year, I don't think that Benthamar is going to be sticking around as a side character, or at least a permanent member of the team. As much as I would very much like Benthamar to stick around longer, I don't think he will. He's probably going to go back to Merlopia and assist the ninja in a very similar way of Princess Vanya. Second, the ninja are going to be completely unharmed following Nia's departure. I don't think we're going to be seeing that. It's very unrealistic and frankly kind of disrespectful to suggest that nobody would care following Nia's departure, so that's my number 2. Number 3, they're probably not going to be bringing in a permanent replacement for Nia. A temporary replacement? Sure. But a permanent replacement? Probably not. Nia's probably going to come back at one point in Ninjago's future, but for the time being, they probably will bring in somebody new, such as Skylar, to fill that temporary void. And for my 4th and final thing, Ninjago City will probably not be in a normal state. There's going to be some massive tension regarding Ninjago City and the ninja. I am very much expecting to see some conflict there, and I would be very surprised if Ninjago City is just totally fine when the next season begins. So with that being said, you guys, that'll pretty much wrap it up for my video here today, just listing off a few things that probably will not be happening in Ninjago 2022. 2022. Figured it was kind of worth it to see this alternate perspective for a change, as we are constantly talking about things that might happen on the channel. Figured it'd be a nice little break to talk about things that probably won't happen. Leave a comment down below talking about what you think of my selection in today's video, and let me know what you think will probably not be happening in the next year for Ninjago. Leave all your thoughts down below in the comments, you guys, and like I said, that'll pretty much wrap it up for this video here today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and check out the links down below in the description for my other forms of social media. As always, big shout out goes out to my Patreon supporters, including once again the marvelous Jan. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video once again. My name is TannerFishies, and with that I bid you farewell.